Hey everyone, this is Caroline. Welcome to today's webcast. We are still talking about depression. Yes, not to depress you, but this is a very important topic. I don't know one person who doesn't get depressed every now and then. So, especially nowadays with everything that's happening. Although today it feels more like I feel like chaos and panic in the collective big time more than depression. I have a feeling like people are just scrambling, trying to figure out what to do with what's coming, another wave of isolation. So, but regardless, the depression comes from the anxiety as well. And it's just, especially young kids as well. I really want to address this to the younger generation, because they don't know how to deal with these emotions, even adults too, but but especially the younger generation. And so it kind of piles up, and then they shut down, and then all of a sudden, they just blow up into this big crisis. So I'm hoping this will help them. So if you or somebody your kids or neighbors or whoever is struggling through something like this, it's very important. Please share it with them. As you know, this is all free. And so all you have to do is just like share the link, and you may be helping a lot of people. And so what I want to talk about is not just depression, it's the sense of feeling that you're going at it alone and there's no way out, and especially the depression that won't go away. So that's really what I want to focus on, especially again with what's happening nowadays. You may have a kind of an underlying depression problem, sadness problem, and it could be triggered with what's happening, the events that are happening today. So, by the way, for those who are just joining, welcome, hello. I don't have a volunteer today, so I was going to be on my own. So if you'd like to hop on the call and be with me and process some of the, problems that you may be struggling with, it helps so many people. We get so many emails and posts and messages that whatever we're doing live with a volunteer is helping a lot of people. So today we're just so focused on the movie and releases and all that stuff. So we didn't have a chance to get someone. But if you are listening on Facebook or YouTube, just raise your hand or type us a note, and then we will send that link. So this is, we're talking specifically, like I said, about depression, isolation, sadness, those types of things that won't go away. All right, so here we go. I'm going to share my screen for a second. And do you guys see my screen? All good? I guess yes. Okay, so we talked about again this this feeling, a sense of, it's more of an existential sadness, loneliness. Like, what am I doing here? What is all this about? Especially again with what's happening nowadays, it's almost like, because what's happening with the isolation, with this whole COVID thing, it's almost like, what is my future going to look like? You start to ask those types of questions. Well, what is my future about in the first place? What am I doing here? And so all these types of questions trigger this feeling of being alone. But on top of this, you could have a chemical problem. That's why I keep posting this, because it's important for you to know, if the more you know the root cause, the easier it is for you to shift quickly for something not to come back, so it becomes permanent. Or at least if it does come back, it's not the same problem. It's just a passing superficial thing. And so it could be a chemical thing, something you're eating. Notice sugar, or obviously all kinds of food could trigger hormonal imbalances. And this could give you the sense of anxiety and then depression. obviously emotional, mental, energetic, and the collective, of course. And we stressed on the topic of attachments. Very, very, very important. We've been talking about this the last couple of few sessions. So you could go back and listen more about this. And this is so common, you guys. You have no idea. Every person is walking around with a bunch of attachments, okay? So it's nothing unusual or weird that you have to, be ashamed of. It's just because you are energy, you are a magnetic energy. And so you're attracting all kinds of things and stuff gets stuck on you, okay? And so again, sometimes it's not a negative thing. It's a positive relationship, but it's your way of not feeling alone, a father that's passed or a mother that's passed. So you hold on to their frequency and to supposedly, feel that connection. But what you're doing is the exact opposite, because that's not very wholesome. And so you are then triggering, it's an illusion of being connected to them. And before you know it, you are actually feeling more and more isolated and alone. Okay, so here we go. So let's see if we can. Oh, also last time I mentioned, sometimes just to shake you up. Of course, this is not the end of all answer for everything, but sometimes, like if you're in this weird space, sometimes an external thing helps you shift, just enough for you to deal with the problem. So I play music like dance music, something fun that I really like. Exercise, of course, because you get the adrenaline going, the hormonal balance comes back. Smiling, if you smile, even though you're feeling sad, but the brain registers like, oh, well, maybe I could be happy right now. Talking about it, just playing comedy. So again, this is not the answer to fix the problem. This is just something, just do that for like 5-10 minutes. And if you start to shift, then you can start addressing the problem from a better place, okay? So that's pretty much all I have, to be honest, for this session. I wanted to see if you guys have a comment or question, or if I could get a volunteer, that would be fantastic. So do we have anybody who would like to just hop on today and just be part of the conversation, or actually, volunteer to do a session live? Anybody? Do we have anybody? Michael is with me. Hello, I forgot to say that. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Caroline. It's great to be back. I am checking the chat comments right now. We don't have any volunteers yet. We had one on Facebook who we had talked to before, but I just wanted to make sure that she wasn't dealing with depression as well as anxiety. We do have a question in chat, though. You mentioned attachments earlier, and Katerina would like to know, how can I delete attachments when I don't sense them, but do my connection 2 times a day? I hope I'm wording that correctly.
Yes, that's good. Even if you're doing your connection, you have to specifically intend for the attachments to be gone. And so again, last time, you guys go back to the previous video that we posted, because I posted specific links for attachment sessions. In fact, I offered you a free sessions for attachment. So please go back to the previous video and see that link for one of these sessions specifically on attachments. And again, you probably don't feel them. Most likely, most people don't feel them. That's the problem, because that's why we call them attachments, because they're attaching and you don't know that they're there. That's why they can stick around. And so just assume that you have one. Okay, so maybe every day you can specifically intend for whatever attachments, whether you feel it or not, to be dissolved, to be deleted from your cellular structure, meaning from your physical cells, but also your energy field and your environment as well. Of course, attachments can be floating around your house. I can guarantee a lot of them are also there, but at least start. The most important ones are the ones that are attached to your cells and your energy field. So just like you take a shower every day, pretend that you have one, assume that you have one, and when you do the connection, you can invoke Archangel Michael as well, if you will, and ask specifically. I ask and intend for at least one of the most important attachments that I cannot perceive, I cannot feel, but I want it to be dissolved. And you can talk to it as well directly. You know, you people who have been taking my classes with, you know, telekinesis, all kinds of stuff, you know, you can talk to objects, not just people, obviously, but animals and plants. You can talk to objects, just for you to know that it's a different level of consciousness, but you can talk to anything, and it's even that much more precise, that much more stronger. It's like you're saying, I want you. I don't know where you are in my body, but I know that I have something that's latching onto me. So you focus on it, wherever it may be. You don't have to know, and say, I'm asking you and commanding you to be deleted, to be dissolved from every cell in my body, from my conscious, subconscious, and cellular memory. You breathe it in, and as you breathe it out, you visualize that you're expelling, you're purging whatever it is that was latching on. And you do this a few times, and I promise you, you will start to feel some sort of, like, people feel lighter, because you took out something that was there and now it's no longer there. Okay? Any other questions?
No questions, but we do have a possible volunteer, so I reached out in chat for Irene, and I asked her just to send me a quick email, and I'll send her that link back.
Okay, just to make sure that we're talking about that these are folks who haven't been here before, because we want to introduce always new folks, so for people to experience new stories, if you will. And so let's see what Irene is struggling with today. But in the meantime, I see a message here. I'm not depressed now, but I'm very familiar with it. Came out of a 9 months period last March. Archangel Michael helps a lot. Yeah, exactly. So, I'm doing all of this for you to just be more and more conscious. There's so much that goes on in the invisible world. The fact that you don't see it, it doesn't mean it's not there. The fact that you don't hear it, it doesn't mean it's not there. It just means that you can't perceive it with your physical brain within this spectrum. And so because of that's why I keep doing these things, to make you aware and conscious. And you don't have to feel it. You don't have to just assume you've attracted something. Like I said, again, do you not take a shower? Like, do you have to go in the mud every day to justify taking a shower? No. At the end of the day, or whenever, you assume that you've interacted with the physical world enough to have accumulated something. And so because of that, you just do it, okay? And it works. All right, so here we go. Anything else? Let me see.
Yeah,
all right.
Let's thank Alea for volunteering to come back and do a follow-up.
Definitely. I would love to have those who have been on the session to come back again a little bit down the road to see how you've been doing, working through this process and through this stuff. Okay, so if we don't have anybody today, that's totally fine. I can just, if you have questions, Michael, for me. Otherwise, we just have to continue the work. We've posted, like I said, those links which we can post again. Actually, Michael, we can do that as soon as we're done. Whatever was posted in the previous video, we can repost it so people have that link to go back and get that session, which is free.
That's already in the chat. So if anyone is interested, you can find that video, or you can also find the sessions that Caroline changed for free on her website for everybody. we do have Irene. I sent her an email, and she is going through the StreamYard right now. So she might be in here at any moment. And then just want to thank Stephanie. I got your email, and we have a possible candidate for next week as well. So thank you so much.
Okay, great. And also I see a comment about somebody who's, the comments also, if we don't get to your questions and comment, don't forget to post them once the video is on the YouTube channel or on Facebook, because we are live on Facebook. And then I can respond to you, and so everybody can benefit, because this chat is live. And so that's the reason why we want you to post your unanswered questions also on the in the comments under the video. Okay, so so somebody's saying, when I connect with the new grid, then I feel better. Again, for those who don't know what this person, I can't see now, it's scrolling, is talking about, go back to, again, the online classes on my website. I talk a lot about the grid, the patterning of space, and how that is in resonance with our physical brain. And so whatever is happening in the grid is affecting our brain, and vice versa. And so because of that, you have to know which frequency and how to realign your brain channels with the new grid patterning, so that you can shift much, much faster. Okay, so while we're waiting, are we good to go with, who did you say was Irene, or?
Correct, Irene.
Okay, so let's see if there are any other questions. Julie's saying, I have feeling tired all the time. So tired, I'm going to talk about other physical symptoms down the road, but the tiredness has a lot of different reasons. A lot of the time, of course, physical, of course, if your digestion or whatever, that's the obvious thing. But the not so obvious thing, sometimes we're exhausted for several days, sometimes a week. And again, I'm not saying that's the only thing, but a lot of the time, especially you guys who are doing this energy work, and you are literally being downloaded with a ton of information. And so this is the time when I also feel extremely exhausted. I mean, like really exhausted. But it's because I'm getting this massive amount of download and energy that my brain and my body has to process. And so it's exhausting. And so just add that in the list that I showed you earlier. This would be one of the line item, external energetic problem, meaning it's an energy that's coming. Again, I say external, it doesn't mean it's outside of you, it's outside of your being, but it's more coming from your higher consciousness or from the universal field into your field. Okay, so that's one typical reason for a huge amount of overwhelming exhaustion, which then should pass. Usually it passes within 7 days. But again, we're talking about depression, we talked about anxiety. All of this contributes to this kind of feeling, because you're processing so much information. That's why I'm posting and I'm reminding people of these line item, all the root causes. Could be this, for you to actually go through them and see which one it is, or which three. Like I said, it's more than one, and so that you can shift it quickly. Okay, here's Irena. Hello, my dear Irena. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Where are you calling from?
I'm from the Netherlands.
Oh, fantastic. We have always a big audience from the Netherlands. I just love this. But we also have other people in the UK, in Australia, and all kinds of, and sometimes they don't join us live, but they come right after because of the time difference. So welcome, my dear. We're talking about depression and a big sense of aloneness. Tell us a little bit about what's going on, and let's see if we can help you process this.
Yes, I feel there's a lot of things going on in my life. I have a daytime job, which is quite intense and very heavy in terms of physically heavy, and a lot of depression around me at my job. And at the same time, I feel like I'm moving into another direction in my life, but I feel there's so much input coming in, and I feel like the job is quite dense, but it's physical, and I like to be physical, so I feel kind of pulled in so many different directions, I think, and that brings me. I get exhausted and I get depressed a bit.
So you said
About
earlier that you are there's a lot of depression around you from
Yeah.
work. What do you mean? People are depressed around you?
Yeah, people are depressed and very negative.
Right.
Uh,
Okay. And what is, you said it's physical. Like, can you tell us what you do exactly?
Oh, I work in a warehouse. I call it a warehouse. I don't know the English name for it, but they provide medicine for hospitals, pharmacies, for like 400 different, yeah, offices. Yeah.
So,
So
so
it's massive. It's like unbelievable how much medicine gets out. It's just beyond belief.
okay, so medicine to hospitals. Let's start with that. Go to your heart, and I want you to tell me how that makes you feel.
I feel closed up, like I cannot really speak what I know.
Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper. Tell me today, right now, how do you feel? Like 0 to 10, or 1 to 10. 10 being a lot of anxiety, depression, sadness. Where are you at right this moment?
I think it feels between 7 and 8.
Exactly, I see. So yeah. Okay, so let's do a little bit. Everybody can do the same. Now, in Irena's case, we're talking about depression that's connected to career, to work. So if that is your story, then you can do the same exercise. If that's not the exact story you're struggling with, you can just apply it to whatever your story is, just so you are engaged. But today, I want you to focus on this situation, a sense of loneliness, separation during your works. Okay, so just close your eyes for a moment. And let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Keep breathing in. In fact, I have to open the door real quick. I'll be right back. Go ahead, keep breathing and do a little bit of the connection. I'll be right back. All right, you guys, sorry about that. So as you relax and breathe, bring your focus to your heart and ask for the root cause. Put yourself in your workspace right now and ask to know the root cause of your sadness and depression as you visualize yourself in that workspace. Is the root cause something that you personally are going through, let's say physically? Do you have any hormonal, any sort of imbalances that is triggering that when you're there? Do you feel a strong yes or strong no? If your heart is relaxed and feeling good, then that's not it. You're totally fine.
I feel a no. I feel relaxed.
Very good. Do you feel it is an emotional overload, mental overload, obviously, every time you are in this workspace?
It doesn't feel.
Okay. External energetic, well, you already told us, so we know that your environment is adding to you. Now, do I have a specific attachment? Not me, you, obviously. Ask yourself, do I have a specific attachment that is being triggered, that is responsible for this trigger, this feeling being very depressed, very alone when I'm at work? What comes up for you and where in your body?
I feel an excitement. I mean an anxiety. I feel
Nervous.
it, nervousness. I feel it in my heart area and my back, a little bit lower from my heart.
Exactly. It's like the mid back. It's
Yeah.
exactly there. You got it.
At the midriff area.
Very good.
A little
Exactly.
bit more to the left.
So I want you to now zoom in. Zoom in on this area. It's like the kidney area.
Yeah.
Exactly. You nailed it. So zoom in on this area, and what type of attachment is it? Is it a person? Is it a memory? Is it a thought form? Do you see the vision of a person, or what comes up for you when you zoom in there?
I do feel it's almost a combination of a person.
Which person?
It's a male figure, it feels.
Okay. And what else? Just do the best you can. It's okay.
It feels also it's almost like another part of me.
Yeah. So I see two things. I mean, a few things going on, but especially along your spine and a little bit around the kidney area. So and you're right. It's kind of difficult to narrow it down because it's a combination of your mother, but also belief systems that have accumulated from your childhood, from your dad. And so this attachment is a combination of a person and thought forms. That's how you guys can see. Sometimes you see the vision of a person. Sometimes it's just, that's why you couldn't really feel it out. So I want you to focus on this space, on this area, and say, I ask and intend to release the attachment that is along my spine, around the kidneys, my mother's frequency, and all thought forms that are latching onto my spine, that are relevant to who I am, to my career and my job. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, again, purge. Imagine a bunch of stuff like particles, all kinds of things coming out of your spine, your mid-back, your shoulders, shoulder blades. Now it's a little bit in your chest, your neck, your skull. This is kind of a long one, so it's kind of like other stuff is being detached. Keep purging, visualizing, intending, get out of my body. I'm done. Again, breathe in and exhale. Very nice. Now I want you to focus on your stomach and your belly area. And I want you to tell me what's there. What is the emotional trigger that is relevant to your work situation? What is the first thing that comes up? Something that doesn't feel quite right.
Like I'm not in the right place. I need to hurry up.
Exactly.
I'm behind schedule.
It's a problem of identity. It's not who I am. I don't fit in. That's exactly, you nailed it, Irena.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So that energy is, so if you are in a work situation where it's not who you are, you already have that separation, that disconnect, because you don't fit in.
Yep.
So, but it has to do with your identity, not like, I don't like the job, I don't like the people. It's a very, very deep core of who you are. So it's almost like you're putting your consciousness in this space and there is no connection whatsoever.
Yeah, and then I feel kicked out.
Exactly.
But it's like, and then I want to stay. I want to hold on to it because I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be kicked out because I do my best so much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you are somewhere and you're isolated, there's no connection with others. How do you feel?
Yeah, and that's been almost like being on the planet.
Exactly.
I felt no
that's the deeper level. That's the deeper level.
Yeah.
So you feel alone. You feel alone. And if you're alone, you're depressed, you're sad because there is no authentic of course you're talking to people like you, that's on a very superficial level, but on a deeper level, it's your authentic self is separated from your environment, therefore you're alone, therefore you're depressed.
Yeah. And now I see the bigger thought is like, I'm not going to make it in this world, so I might just be of assistance to others, and at least my work is useful. At least I'm useful if I make other people happy. I just leave myself out.
Exactly. And so you're not, so you're faking it.
Then
you're trying to say, I'm going to pretend that this would work, that I'm helping others, and maybe I will fit in and belong. Then I will feel that connection. Then I will feel good. And of course, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. No.
So you see how this is so important. It's not just about taking up stuff, but going back to the real root cause that is triggering this this sense of being alone and being depressed. Why is this so relevant? Because this is not just a band-aid. This is not just like, oh, let's make Irena feel better when she goes to work. No, we don't work this way. Because even if we shift your energy and tomorrow you go to work, we have not addressed the deeper root cause. And let's say, and what's happening is that it won't be just your work. You're going to, because this is about you, it's your block. So you're going to take this block with you, guess where? In relationships, in money, in all kinds, because this is you. It has nothing to do with the job. That's why we have to go back to figuring out the root cause. So now that we've narrowed it down, it has to do with your identity. Who am I? And because of that, on a deeper level, okay, so if I don't fit in this job, how do I fit in on the planet? How does that work? Okay? And so let's go there. It's mostly in your belly. Do you relate to that?
Yeah, I feel it out. It's like the whole area.
Yeah, the whole. So everybody focus on, again, if it's not a job situation, I guarantee you are relating to this on some level. How you do things, you think you belong. Maybe it's a family, maybe it's a relationship, but it's not your authentic self. It will never work. All right, here we go. And it's this fake idea or illusion that you are, this situation is helping you connect with others when it's doing the exact opposite.
Yeah, like I'm blowing through a straw, like I'm breathing, like I want to give everything, but it just goes through a tiny straw.
Exactly. And it even makes the problem worse because it's fake. So every day you're a little bit, it's an illusion and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yep.
So until it comes out. So I'm so glad you volunteered today because I think you're ready to know the truth. And okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Focus on your lower belly and say, I ask and intend of releasing I ask and intend to release my feeling of being sick and tired of lying to myself, of who I really am, who I should be, how I present myself in work situations and to others. I ask to release this feeling and belief from every cell in my stomach, my belly, my esophagus, my throat, my brain, my lungs, again, my throat, esophagus, digestive system, from every cell in my body, my conscious, subconscious, and cellular memory. Breathe in. As you exhale, again, imagine all kinds of stuff coming out of your whole body. Just little particles, little energies. You don't have to know what. Just purge, visualize, intend, get out, I'm done. Very nice. Interesting. So now focus on your heart. And now it's shifting to relationships, if you can relate to that.
Yeah.
And I can see that it's a similar pattern. So go to your heart and say, I ask and intend to release my feeling and belief that I'm sick and tired of faking my way in relationships, that I'm not authentically who I really am. I am letting go of this feeling and belief from every cell in my heart, my lungs, my throat, again, my heart, again, my lungs, from every cell in my body, my brain, once again, from my throat, thyroid, lungs, from my conscious, subconscious, and cellular memory. Breathe in. As you exhale, again, expel all kinds of stuff, whether you see it or not, feel it or not, imagine it, intend it. All kind of stuff is coming out of your body, especially this area, the throat and the lungs and the heart. Beautiful. Now, from behind you, visualize a beautiful pink and white light. It's like this candy color pink. Very, very soft, very loving, very pure. Visualize that that is your true essence, your true being. And bring it through your back into your heart. Visualize this light going through every cell in your heart, in your lungs, in your throat. It feels so soft, so loving, so kind. And it goes up through your throat into your head, through your shoulders into your arms, and through your stomach and belly down through your thighs and knees and feet, so that every cell in your body from head to toe, to the tip of your fingers, is filled with this soft, loving, beautiful, kind, gracious, energy of light, you feel yourself filled with love for yourself. Focus on the heart and say quietly in your mind, I ask and intend, and I choose to focus on who I really am. To be who I really am. In all situations, circumstances, through all that I think, say, or do. And I will emanate my truthful, authentic essence. As I move forward on my physical journey, breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, hold that light inside your body. Let it go deeper and deeper into the cells. And let it emanate, just enough to create a bubble around you as well. A bubble of, again, grace, kindness, beauty, truth, and unconditional love. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth. Slowly, whenever you're ready, bring your focus back to your heart, to this moment in time. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Welcome back. How are you feeling in your body?
Wow, I feel there's no difference between me outside of myself and me within. I'm like a breath of air.
Wow.
Like I move through my entire body instead of being more outside of myself. Yeah, like the barriers are gone.
Pure essence, pure energy.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's how you should feel every day.
Yeah. And I see it's gone.
There's nothing there. There is no separation between the physical and the non-physical. Your essence is you here now.
Wow.
Do you also feel more connected? Like, do you feel a sense of, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but tell me the sense, not just energetically, but just the more emotionally, like how does that make you feel?
Yeah, I feel being here is easy. I hear myself say, it's so easy. It's like, I knew it. It's so easy. It's almost like a part of me says, see? Anyway, yeah.
Easy, it's effortless. And then,
effortless,
because it's you. There is no, here's the me, the real me, and here's the me at work, or here's the me relationship.
And I see the exactly, and I see the mechanism that I created as a child. I see everybody being so difficult, and the only way I can communicate is to mimic other people and be as difficult as can be. Otherwise, people don't see me. I need to create problems, because only with a problem you can be seen.
Exactly.
And I know that's not the way, but it's like I created that to be able to communicate with people. There was no other way. That's what I felt. And now I say, no, I don't need to.
It's gone. Well, that's this whole pattern that we took out. The pattern, it's like a bunch of thoughts and beliefs of how to be fake. So not just to be heard, to kind of be part of the story. Because you have to have problems. You have to have a crisis. For people to communicate with you, to connect with you, to pay attention to you, to hear you. So we become fake.
Yeah, and I remember having to choose a polarization. Like I either need to be a victim or a victimizer. and then I'd rather choose to be a victim.
Yeah.
Just let me to be the victim. I remember when I was a 4-year-old, I was choosing that. I don't want to be victimizing. I just want to be a victim, and then we can communicate.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that, because you have no idea. I've been working with hundreds of people, as you know, maybe thousands, obviously by now, but it's such a common thing that we invent a problem, even an illness, for all kinds of stuff, to attract attention, to attract love, to attract all kinds of stuff. It is such a typical human programming, because if you are flowing, if you don't have problems, it's almost weird, and you're kind of an outcast. You're not supposed to be perfect. You're supposed to have a problem like everybody else. This is programming. This is part of the smallness. This is part of the programming of you can't be divine, you can't be perfected. You have to fit in. In order to fit in, you have to be like everybody else, basically.
Yeah, and you cannot be both. And I for all of my life, I chose both.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost like a backup.
Yeah. So I love this, because you got this awareness, but energetically we took it out. That's the difference. We're not processing. I'm a psychologist. I trained in college as a psychologist. So that's the psychological aspect, the analytical aspect of, I got it. But that's not enough. The energetic, you have to take out the energetic component, which is what we did in the session. But
I can feel it. I could feel it all.
Yeah. But because of that, now we want to give the energetic momentum. So we want to let go of the analytics, analytical mind, because we got that part. And we want to go back to focusing on the light and the energy, and just kind of emanate that and keep saying, this is who I am, this is what I want, this, because now we want to give it momentum. We want to keep saying, moving forward, this is what I want, this is, you know what I mean? Because we don't want to keep focusing on that. And this is how you're going to now move forward, creating with this new energy.
Yeah.
Amazing. You got it. Ivana, you are incredible. So important, so important. And you see how this is at the core of being alone, feeling alone, because you're not who you are. So you have this fake boundary all the time. Incredible. You guys, how did you like this? Irena, we are so forever grateful for you. How are you feeling now? What are you feeling? Tell me what you're feeling.
I don't want to fake anymore. I want to be sincere, and I want to thank you so much for all the years I've been working with you. I've never been able to really say it because I felt like I need to. Anyway, I'm so thankful.
Oh my goodness, I so love it. I can feel it like coming from your heart. Again, with seamless.
Yeah, finally. And I was ashamed before because I also had this other part that anyway, it's gone. I'm so thankful. So thankful.
I love it. And I accept your gratitude. Beautiful. I mean, I part of also recognizing what you are giving, you're offering to me. I want to accept it because I feel it's coming from your authentic self. So yes. I love it. And thank you so much for doing this. And it goes back to you now. Do you feel that because of the seamlessness?
Yeah, I feel a lot of heat.
Yeah.
It's like heat. Yeah. I feel it.
But also I wonder if you can use this energy of gratitude towards yourself, because you're also are so you're assisting so many people. You chose to come out here on social media literally and express who you really are in this way. Many people will say vulnerable, whatever. I don't even want to go there. You and I know this is not what this is about. But this is encouraging so many people to say, I'm sick and tired of being a fake or feeling fake or pretending this is working. It's not working. It's not.
Yeah, and not feel good about yourself because of it.
Exactly.
And yeah.
So you've helped so many people come to this realization and to start saying, I'm going to be who I really am moving forward in my career, in my relationship, in my family, in anything, because it's not going to work otherwise.
And live an easy life, as I just know it to be.
Beautiful. Oh my God. Incredible. Oh my God. Blowing you tons of
Thank you so much.
Incredible. Incredible. We are so, so, so grateful. Irena, we want to also bring you back at some point. So I'm going to sign off with you right now. Do you see? I mean, this is, I guarantee whoever's on this call, Facebook, YouTube, or coming later, I guarantee you are doing the exact same thing. If it's not in a warehouse in your job, you're doing it in your home. I guarantee in your relationship, or at least if it's not all the time, it's most of the time, or some of the time, it should be none of the time. We need to get to a point of being who we are, speak our truth, no matter what happens. That is why we came here, to just be who we are and not worry so much or create all these stories, this fake ideas that we think will compensate for this feeling alone or feeling different. All right. To me, this was so incredible. I'm so forever grateful to Irena and to all of you. So please don't forget, leave comments under the video so that I can respond to you there, because we don't see the current comments here. On Facebook, you can also do that. And so I will also keep adding links for you guys. And don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends. This is free. You saw this is a gift. Irena gave us an incredible gift. Oh my God. We need to hear this and do this work. And you see how quickly that was. What, it was 20 minutes? Something that she's been holding on to for how many years? Probably a very, very long time, since she's 4. And so think about this. We are releasing and shifting in a huge, huge, huge way, just becoming free of this burden that we don't know we're carrying most of the time, if not all the time. Okay, subscribe, leave comments, send us your love. We send you back. I give you back all my love, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks so much, you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day. See you next time.